every community has like the little memes that kind of seep out of it and into like the common vernacular. You know, one of the most famous examples of this is the Batman Arkham subreddit having "Is he stupid" being like one of the most commonly used like phrases online for recent history whenever since that post was made. And like most of the time it's like really funny. It's like something that actually is good and like makes people like the IP more or whatever. Like they like the community a little bit more because they see them as good memers. But there's one fandom that has unfortunately just had such a catastrophic thing come out of their fandom, or not even come out of their fandom, but just be related to their fandom of this specific, what they call it, like this specific show, TV show, movie, or whatever. I'm talking about Glup Shido in Star Wars. I think it's unbelievably unfortunate for Star Wars to have like the one big meme come out of their community be Glup Shido and people getting like happy over just this joking idea of a character being named Glup Shido that no one really cares about, or that like no one really outside of the fandom of Star Wars knows about. And the reason why I was reminded of this is because of a tweet that I saw about regarding when the next season of The Mandalorian and Grogu. So right here we have the new Jabba the Hutt son, Rhoda, and Mandalorian and Grogu, who apparently is voiced by Jeremy Allen White, which is just kind of funny. But like once again, I was thinking about this and like, wow, I really do not remember Jabba the Hutt having a son at all. Like I've obviously watched the Clone Wars and all that, and I think I've also seen Rebels. Is that what it's called? But I do not remember him having a son at all. Maybe I just like completely slipped my mind because he was such a minor character. Or maybe there's like one little story that happened, but it completely reminded me of this. Where just like people who have only like seen the main Star Wars movies, or people that haven't even seen Star Wars at all. This is 100% a Glup Shido to them. It's like, I bet for people who like Star Wars, this is a big thing, big news to see this type of Jabba the Hutt son, Rota. In this, I don't know why he has a six-pack. I'm kind of just noticing that now, but like it was just kind of funny to me that like it just reminded me of the Glup Shido meme, where it's just like from this point on, I think legitimately, if any Star Wars character like gets brought into live action or like returns or just like gets referenced in any way in any show, if it's not like one of the main characters from each of the show, if it's not like on the tier of like Luke Skywalker, Anakin Skywalker, Princess Leia, Han Solo, CP3PO, Obi-Wan Kenobi, if it's not that big of a name, I think no matter what people are gonna like say, it's a Glup Shido. Also remember too, I think it was like Darth Maul was getting shown in live action again, or like the Darth Maul series or whatever. They're making something with Darth Maul that's new, and they're doing new Darth Maul of today in society, and I've seen like a lot of people who also didn't even know that he was like alive, and like he's been confirmed alive for I think maybe 10 years. And so like it literally is just like, if it's not like the most mainstream movie feature film thing that happens and like they're not the main characters of the show, then no one's gonna know what the fuck they are. And unfortunately because of that, they're gonna get Glup Shidoed. And I tried to find it, but I did find someone who like put stuff on the tier of like what is a Glup Shido and what is not. And like I think they did put BB-8 as like a possible Glup Shido. But I don't think that's true. I think BB-8, I think like anything that Star Wars tries to like, make a bunch of merchandise out of, like BB-8 was probably the biggest piece of merchandise in human history when the new trilogy came out. So like it has to be like some random characters like fucking, I can't think of any. I was gonna try to like make an example. I literally for the life of me cannot think of a random character. I guess Plo Koon is one of them. He's a guy people are gonna probably Glup Shido, even though he wasn't in one of the movies. Who else? It's the dude with the big forehead, but that's another one that probably is like a Glup Shido. I don't remember his name, but the dude with the massive fucking dome around him. I know you know who I'm talking about if you've seen any of the movies. There's like I think it's in the prequel ones. He's like a big noggin on him. I think that's how it is. I think an unfortunate thing too is that like any possible a Star Wars character outside of the lore that isn't in the movies will also probably like have people making fun of it, even if there's like really cool characters. I think there's like the guy called like who has like been named Star Killer from Star Wars. I think he'd be a pretty cool guy to get like animated or like put in live action. But like because once again he's not part of the main thing that everyone knows, he's kind of a Glup Shido. Anyone who is not like the most famous Star Wars character of all time is a Glup Shido. I think it's really funny because even me, who's like not someone who like is really all that into Star Wars, I think it's really cool. I think like some of the lore they have around it that's just not in the main 9 movies, I guess now. Jesus. It's really fun. It's really cool to see. Like Darth Nihilus, that dude who sucks off planets is basically what he does. Cool guy. I would like to see, maybe him in like some sort of anything that's just not like the lore or in like the comics or maybe. I don't really know. He probably shows up in other stuff that I just don't really know about. But like that's like another guy who's kind of a Glup Shido because it's just like not someone people know about. And I think the counterpoint of this is kind of just like how screwed Star Wars as like a IP got because of the holding meme in today's society is the fact that like if there's just a bunch of like random characters that people get excited about, like that if you follow Star Wars like 1% more than the average person you don't know about, but because of like people just not knowing it and because of that one post I think on Tumblr, they're a glup shido now. And like I think it's really had more staying point now, I guess, and more relevance. And like the old classic memes, like it's a trap. You remember when that was a thing for a while? Oh, that really funny quote by Admiral something. Hold on, I'm gonna find his name real quick. Admiral Akbar. See, I got half of his name. Like I think even he might be a glup shido now at this point, because like even though he was one of the biggest memes 10 years ago, 15 years ago, he only had 14 lines of dialogue apparently. But and so like not a lot of people are gonna know his actual name. They're gonna say like, oh, it's a trap guy. So maybe at some point, maybe sometime down the line, Star Wars as a community will have a different meme come out of it of the someone just like slandering any sort of unique character in the show. But as it is right now, I am sorry. I just read something and I completely sidetracked myself because I pulled up the Wikipedia for Admiral Akbar, and apparently he's part of the he's a Mon Calamari, which is really funny because he's like a fish dude. So Mon Calamari fish land. Okay, I got completely sidetracked. I forgot what I was talking about. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I think maybe at some point down the line there will be a meme coming out of Star Wars that's not just people saying there's a random character named Glup Shido, and you're not allowed to get excited for any other person other than like Luke Skywalker showing up, or I'm just gonna make fun of it because of this Tumblr post that a random person just like threw away for a second. I just got reminded of this after seeing the post about Rota and the Jabba the Hutt being voiced by Jeremy Allen White. And I just remembered that, like, this is a really funny thing to have happened to a community that's like one of the biggest IPs ever. So maybe they'll figure out like something new that they can have, like a new meme, or maybe their entire community is just permanently plastered with this big red X of just they're not allowed to be excited for anyone else ever. I don't really know. We'll see, I guess, as the time marches on. That's all I got for today. So thanks for watching. Goodbye.